Welcome to the Statistics and Demographics of Charitable Estate Planning and Plan Giving. This is Professor Russell James at Texas Tech University. One of the first tasks in any marketing effort is to uncover your target audience. Simply put, it helps to know who wants what you are selling. If you spend all of your time and effort with people who simply don't want what you have to offer, you're setting yourself up for frustration and failure. Fortunately, statistics can help. Specifically, findings from statistical research can help to identify who is more or less likely to be interested in making a charitable estate gift. This information can also help to identify those interested in other complex plan gifts that include a charitable estate gift component. Addressing this simple question, who is interested in making charitable estate gifts, actually involves several related questions. The first question is, who is likely to have a charitable gift in their estate plans? To answer this question, we can look at the current estate plans of living people. By exploring who currently has a charitable estate plan and who doesn't, we can identify the most useful factors in predicting the presence of a charitable estate plan. This simple prediction gets more complicated because charitable estate planning is actually a two-step process. In the first step, a person must complete an estate planning document, such as a will or trust. Without this first step, there is no chance to consider a charitable gift. Without this first step, assets will be distributed according to the intestacy laws, which includes no gifts to charity. The second step, deciding whether or not to include charity in the estate plan, arises only for those people who actually complete estate planning documents. When predicting who is likely to include a charitable gift in their estate plan, we're actually looking at two questions. First, who is likely to have estate planning documents? And second, among those who have estate planning documents, who is likely to include a charitable gift in those documents? Consequently, we will explore this two-step behavior both as a single combined question, that is, who is likely to have a charitable estate plan, and as two separate questions. First, who is likely to have estate plans, and second, among those who have plans, who is likely to include a charitable gift. The second question is, who isn't planning but would make a gift if they did? This question is tricky. The previous questions ask about what people actually do. This question asks about hidden intentions. If a person doesn't complete step one, that is, planning, in the two-step process of planning plus donating, then it is harder to determine their desire to donate because that desire is never implemented. Despite the difficulty, finding those who would donate if they did plan could be quite valuable. This is especially true for those interested in making a legacy gift, but who just need additional assistance to bring those intentions to completion. Statistically identifying who is interested in making legacy gifts can get complicated, involving each of these different component questions. The next sections review evidence addressing each of these questions, but with the ultimate goal of identifying the right people and the right time for the charitable estate planning message. Question number 3 is, who is likely to make a charitable estate gift to charity at the end of life? It is useful to know who is likely to have a charitable gift in their estate plans during life. This helps to predict who will engage in charitable estate planning, and thus who is likely to include a gift to a particular charity or to pursue complex charitable estate planning options. But of course, legacy giving dollars are not transferred during life. They are transferred after the end of life. Because of this, only one estate plan, the final one, actually controls any money. For those interested in actually getting financial resources to a charitable cause, the focus must be on this final estate plan. The fourth question is, who is likely to make a large charitable estate gift to charity at the end of life? Beyond the yes-no likelihood of leaving a gift to charity at death is the important question of how much. From a behavioral research perspective, we may be equally interested in everyone who gives. However, from an organizational fundraising perspective, the key result is dollars to advance the cause. Consequently, spending a lot of time chasing many small gifts may not make as much sense as spending that time acquiring a few very large gifts. Thus, it is important to understand the statistics not only of propensity, in other words, who is likely to give, but also of amount, in other words, how much are they likely to give. The fifth question we will be exploring is, when are people likely to add or drop a charitable gift in their estate plans? This section of lectures deals with the separate question of timing. It is good to know the right people, for example, who is likely to include a charitable gift in their estate plans, but it is also important to know the right time. In other words, when are they likely to add or remove these gifts? Identifying who is interested in making legacy gifts is thus a matter not only of identifying the right people, but also of identifying the right time. So when we put it all together, we're trying to answer 5 questions. The simple version of these questions is, when we're trying to see who is interested in making charitable legacy gifts, we want to know who has these gifts now. Second, we want to know who would have a gift if they planned. Third, we want to know who is likely to end with these gifts. And fourth, we want to know who is likely to end with a lot of these gifts. And the final question is, will a person add it or drop it? And if so, who is likely to add it or drop it? So those are the questions we'll be diving into in this next series of lectures. All of them, although we will get very detailed with lots of complexity, fundamentally they're just trying to answer the straightforward question of who are the right people and when is the right time to deliver messages about charitable estate planning.